all the credit is to Dave. I wouldn't have gotten into this level of comedy without being very influenced by Dave and his great attitude, which I assume he still had toward the end on his show.
Should we do a top 10 list?
Let's do a top 10 of our favorite things to talk about and thank Dave for, and Dave moments on the show. And people might wonder, like, if this is so sad for us, then why didn't we watch the show over the years?
Right.
But this should be proof that we did watch the show.
We did, without having necessarily seen every episode in the past 15 years. It doesn't mean that I haven't seen a single episode since I was maybe 16 years old.
Right.
Now, let's say, for people who don't know, hey, why are you doing a top 10 list? That's a weird thing to do in a tribute.
Right.
I don't know if he still does this.
Certainly back in the day, this was a pretty frequent, I think like a once or twice a week he would do this.
Dave once did a top 10 list almost every week. And so it's kind of honoring that aspect. So we're going to say the top 10 things, and they're not things that we half remember from the show.
No, these are big, important memories that I revisit frequently.
Number 10, Suji Bar and Mirjul.
Oh, yeah. Huge part.
There you go.
Does he still use them? Did he keep using them?
You're breaking up the Skype connections. No good. Let's go to number 9.
Number 9. Head writer Jerry Munnan. I
liked
Jerry Munnan just used to come out and do. He was like this bearded guy, and he did good. That's a huge influence.
Is that Biff?
Yeah, I can't. Oh God, is it? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now you're back.
Number 9. I liked when people would have to race Paul Schaefer around the studio. For the Race Paul segment. And he would always win because he knew what the track was for that day.
Number 9, Little Jay Leno. Oh wait, shit.
Coming in at number 9, you got to see this. He had no respect for note cards at one point.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was a thing he did for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, Abby Elliott.
Number 9, when he that one show where he disproved the Bible.
Heavy show. Huge influence.
Did somebody already say Little Jay?
That was a big influence.
Yeah, I did show. Little Jay Leno.
Did you do Dancinitos?
Nope. That's a huge one. Yeah, I'll give that a number 9.
Yes, number 9. Dancinito.
Yeah. Number 9. Like telling a half-assed joke and then looking at the band and they do a rim shot anyway?
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah, like you're in on it with them. That's a huge
Number
influence.
9 is just sort of off that, just sort of knowing that the show was not good for years and years and years and just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that was so amazing about him, was just not caring about the quality of anything he did.
Number 8, rudeness.
Yeah.
As a virtue.
Yeah. Number 4, just being creepy to a lot of the women on the show and making that like charming somehow. Not like as creepy as like John Travolta on an award show, but just sort of like, hey, you shouldn't be getting away with this just because Drew Barrymore is giggling. That's number 4.
Number 2, somehow making a list proprietary.
Yeah.
And the number one thing, we're actually, I think, and now that you mentioned that the list doing is proprietary, I think if we get to number 1, we do have to pay the shows.
We are in big trouble. So we
owe everything.
You have to circle back to number 3.
Okay. And the number 3 thing that is something that we definitely do all know, and it is part of the David Letterman show. The microphones.
Oh, God. Huge.
The famous microphone, yeah.
He used them every show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else I just want to say? that I think is overlooked sometimes, but I think comedians like us appreciate this, and I think maybe regular people don't notice this as much. But the talk show is such a challenging medium that it is maybe the most difficult medium for a comedian because, you know, you sit next to famous people and they talk and you get to be there, and that's hard.
Mm-hmm. And you have to be kind of quiet because the people who are watching are trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And so if you're too loud, they'll turn